Yes, we are live. Thank you so much for joining us. This now updates is precious for inside my YouTube channel for here. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. So this evening I'll take you on a few things we see don't happen for Nigeria. I know that we don't go really anything, but the essence of this is also to keep you abreast with more things happening in the country. So let's start the conversation tonight. But before I start the conversation, I'd like to introduce my guest. I have Dr. Dio Kayode joining me. Dr. Dio Kayode is one of the most awesome political persons we know. He also be aviation experts. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me and obliging me this evening. I appreciate you. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's get started on our hot topic this evening. I'm ready to work with Peter Obi for a vibrant opposition to rescue Nigeria. And Bala Mohammed talked that one, will be the Bauchi state governor. Rivers crisis, legislative lawyers ask Supreme Court to review judgment. Can Supreme Court do that? Rivers Assembly moves to probe chief judge over alleged age falsification. That was FDA. Group to protest at UN House demand evidence from Natasha against Akpabio. So they will go to UN to protest and ask Natasha provide evidence against Akpabio. Let's not talk to the protest. Interesting, right? But then we'll go to other issues. Go to politics now. El-Rufai declares that APC is dead. Guess what other thing he said? He said people bought ministerial funds under Tinubu's government. That is person carrying money buying ministerial form to be minister under Tinubu's government. I am hearing this for the first time. Well, that matter I'll go look into it. He also said a couple of other things.
I'm not hearing that for the first time. We had it happening then. We had it. We just decided to keep quiet and be watching them.
All right, so let me just run them through. Tinubu's policies yielding results. Fuel, food prices dropping. Nigerian government is saying so. Okay, we'll go know whether I reach like that. I'm open to total peace in River State, Fubara declares. And then we'll also look at this exclusive from from Sahara Reporters, how panic grips illegal IGP Kayode Betekun as pressure mounts on Tinubu to sack him over loss of confidence in his leadership. That we'll also look at. And then there's another story here, Nigerian lawmakers approving Tinubu's tax reform bills. Well, these are other conversations we'll be looking at this evening. But before we start to look at them one at a time, and we could just go drink water, drop cup. We'll be back immediately to look at them. Still updated pressures for here. So we could start with the very first conversation. And I did not also tell you about the story about persecution of Christians, right? Because that's also another matter where the US government is crying that Nigeria makes 90% of Christians killed worldwide. And I think that that's a very worrisome development. Perhaps we should just even start with that conversation because I never see matter really worrisome like this. So the United States House of Foreign Affairs a subcommittee on Africa chairman Chris Smith has cleared the US President Trump to impose harsh sanctions on Nigerian government led by President Bala Tinubu over the killing of Christians in the West African country. Now, the House Subcommittee reached a resolution following a yesterday hearing regarding the persecution of Christians in the West African nation, noting that the wanton violence against Christians in Nigeria had significantly worsened in recent years. In fact, quoting them now, he says, one of our distinguished witnesses today, Bishop Wilfred Anagbe of the Diocese of Makurdi, Nigeria, traveled a long distance to be with us today and will testify. And this is from his testimony. Militant Fulani herdsmen are terrorists. That's what he said. Militant Fulani herdsmen are terrorists, Mr. Smith said during the hearing yesterday, Wednesday. Now, he said they steal and vandalize, they kill and boast about it, and they kidnap and rape, and they enjoy total impunity from the elected officials. None of them have been arrested and brought to justice. To buttress this point before I read further, Mr. Kayode, just last week, women from Enugu State had protested. They come up for the street, say they know they do again. What's be the reason for their protest? Say the incessant killing of their people in Enugu State by armed Fulani herdsmen. That the killing is way too much and they cannot condone or take it anymore by armed Fulani herdsmen. So how long can this continue? And in fact, one of the things these women said is that even when they catch these Fulani herdsmen, or even when they complain to security agencies, that they do nothing. They just roam around, and then come back again and just do nothing, absolutely nothing about it. So how can any community, any country willing to fight crime continue like this? Before I take further statistics on what they said, I'd like you to jump in very quickly, then I bring further statistics of that conversation. As a matter of fact, they've called on Donald Trump to jump in on the conversation and do something as fast as possible. But let me take your reaction first.
So I should jump. Should I jump now? You said I should jump.
Jump on it. I said you should jump.
I should jump. Okay, no problem. Let me quickly jump to the reaction. I mean, to react to what President Donald Trump said as regards the killing of Christians. There's no doubt about it that for me, I don't have the data, but definitely the congressman will not be talking without having data. And if I want to talk from what we see around us, we're going to see that everywhere in the whole world, you see at least you see some Nigerian pastors trying to build the biggest church in any environment they are in the world. You know that. Anywhere they go. Even here in Nigeria, you see them competing for the. Let's go to any street. Go to any street. When you are seeing one or two mosques, you'll be seeing not less than 10 or 20 churches. On Agidingbi, there's one building on Agidingbi, a 3-story building on Agidingbi. Occupying that 3-story building, you have about 6 different denominations there. So if they are talking about that, yes, I will say because of what we have been seeing, yeah, their figures might be correct. But when it now comes to killing of Christians, again, yes, more Christians will be killed than the Muslims. Because when you look at the ratio of existence, the population, when you look at the ratio of the population, for instance, on a street that has about maybe 20,000 population, and then you are having Muslim about 10, about maybe 1,000. Then you have Christian about 9,000. When people are being killed there, who do you think will be killed most? The Christian, because they are more in numbers. They are more in numbers than
are they really more in numbers? The numbers will not agree. The Muslims will not agree that Christians are more in number. You know that, right, sir?
No, when you are looking at the South one, and then you take a cursory look at the West African coast. When you look at the West African coast, see majorly Christian on that coast. We are not talking of the northern. We are not talking of the northern parts now. When you are talking of the northern parts, yes, I mean the Muslim will not agree to that. When you look at Lagos now, when you look at Lagos State, which is part of the West African coast, we have more of Christian than the Muslim. We have more of the Christian than the Muslim, whether we like it or not. So when you are saying they are killing, because the Boko Haram people, the insurgents, all of them, the ISIS, they are not looking at faces when they are killing. They don't look at faces. They just operate. They just operate. So it's a pity. It's a pity that, yes, Christians are now more vulnerable based on the population. Because you have three instances.
Okay. Go ahead. I was going to break down that conversation because it further states that, you know, that one of the reasons why this has become a pain is the fact that in the entire world, 90% of Christians that are killed are in Nigeria. Now, the reason is, if you look at most of the places where you have, especially farmer headers clash or terrorist attack in Nigeria, Southern Kaduna, Plateau State, Benue State, all of these issues. And when these guys want to attack, they go enter people villages, raid the entire village, kill those who they kill, burn their houses. These were the complaints of the women in Enugu State that said this meant them within the past 4 years that they have killed over 150 human beings in their community, dislodged about 28 farm settlements in Enugu. Now, the Enugu State women are saying these people don't even share boundary with us. Why they go? What's be the problem we will get with them? They need to share boundary with us. So how do they enter our farms? They say that women need to go farms again because they go rape them, their men, then go kill them. This is what happened. And this is the same problem that people of Benue, you know that that of Benue State has been a prolonged issue, together with that of Jos.
Now,
the most important thing in this conversation is the fact that they feel that government is treating the herdsmen, Gongo, with levity, like it doesn't matter. And that's why they've asked Donald Trump now to intervene and declare them a terrorist organization. Yes, please.
I will also get to that. I will get to that. Let me start from Southern Kaduna. Move to Enugu. They talk about the world view before talking about Donald Trump. Now, Southern Kaduna, they are mostly Christians. Absolutely. You should listen to how the whole thing played out when El Rufai was the governor of that place, and Shehu Sani happens to be in the Senate. Do you understand? So there was more concentration of insurgent activities, Boko Haram activities, and all those people in Southern Kaduna than any other place, because they were trying to use that. To suppress the people of Southern Kaduna from agitating towards being part of the government. So what played out in Kaduna at that time was nothing other than politics, because I could remember I was on various platforms discussing this issue there, and we were taking a cursory understanding of what was happening between El Rufai and the Shehu Sani, and then Southern Kaduna, and then agitation of Southern Kaduna people against marginalization of their citizens when it comes to government patronage.
Remember,
so that was Southern Kaduna.
Sorry, sir. Remember, say when El Rufai come up for government, he been talk, say, him deliberately do them in such a way, saying only Muslims them will take the hierarchy or the high positions them for inside Kaduna State.
You see that
point.
You see that? So that of Kaduna State then was more of politics than activities of the insurgents. Look at Chibok girls. The issue of Chibok girls. I was among the few that was stylishly, because at that time people had already whipped up a lot of sentiment towards the kidnap of those children. But I knew that there was a kind of an alibi underneath that kidnap. And I was saying, listen, don't let us take this in the way it is. There are some kind of political activities going on. The so-called opposition were trying to get power by all means. And then who is saying that they are not the one that has orchestrated, that I don't want to mention party now, that has orchestrated this kidnap? Because for the kidnappers to move with their vehicles for over 300 kilometers, and nobody was able to arrest them. Nobody was able to do anything. Despite the fact that we were having our Niger Comsat, even having our satellites in the orbit, you can't do anything. And at the end of the day, what happened? that woman, the principal of that school, after election, was made a commissioner.
Exactly.
Was made a commissioner. I mean,
you remember that very well.
So many things. You
like
see,
a compensation.
So many things
compensation
in this country that had been politicized. Okay, I even made mention when Muhammadu Buhari was the president, and he was saying he's fighting insurgents here, he's fighting insurgents there, he's buying Tucano jets, they are radicalizing this. I said no. Then he was changing. He said he was changing the service chiefs, and I was called upon to come and talk about the service chiefs. I said no. It is beyond changing the service chiefs. Rather, what is your philosophy? What is your philosophy towards fighting insurgents? Because where there is a will, there will always be a way. But when there is no will, there will be a way.
There's no way.
There will be a way. And I quoted Amampo of CNN.
Amampo. Yes.
Yes, with the only father we have in the grave that have been sending us money since he died. You
Abacha.
know him? Abacha. I quoted the two of them. That said, any leader that cannot quench any insurgents within 24, 48 hours should be seen as an accomplice. And the producer asked me, am I saying Buhari is not an accomplice? I said, I've never mentioned his name. I've only given a quote. So he should not know whether truly he's fighting insurgents or not. Why will El-Rufai be telling us that he has gone to pay some insurgents in Chad and he paid them in dollars? That means you know them. Why will what's his name again? Buhari be sending people to go and meet with Sheikh, what's his name again? That is Islamic name. Gumi. And you are not arresting Gumi. And you are showing the picture of Gumi with top Nigerians. How will, for goodness sake, a traditional ruler in Borno State be Tobani, a non-wanted terrorist? And that person why
the governor is currently in this government now?
Tobani. And then at that ceremony, we were having security chiefs, and that guy was not arrested. And you are saying you are fighting terrorism. Listen to me, my dear. Nobody is fighting terrorism in this country. They have weaponized poverty, so also they are weaponizing insecurity to suppress people for two things. And I will tell you, to suppress people for two things. One, from political agitation. Two, to shy away people from political agitation. Then two, to be able to dislodge people from their locations so that they can cut away their resources. I mean, is it you and I that was using the aircraft to drop water and ammunition for them in the bush? Yes, to cut away our natural resources. Go and look at those societies. You will see them mining. They will say they have caught illegal miners. Illegal miners that are not within your own camp. Those are the ones you are catching. Tell me, the gold that you say you have been exploiting since all these days, and then you have turned to blocks that you were showing us you carry to. Tell me, how much have you made from it since all these days? How much? How much? Our uranium that they have been tapping, how much have they brought to the purse of the government? How much? So they have also weaponized insecurity so that people will be afraid at any point in time to face this incompetence in government.
Okay,
now,
so I'm reading for
to Enugu.
Okay, sir. Go ahead.
To Enugu.
Yes, sir.
In Enugu, don't we have more Christians than Muslims?
How many Muslims do you have in Enugu in the first place?
We have more Christians than Muslim in Enugu.
Yes.
Now,
yes,
the insurgents, even the so-called Fulani herdsmen that they are talking about, for long, some of us have been shouting. Those of us that our voices were loud, we were being threatened. We were being threatened that we think we know too much. But look at it today. Go to any community, even aside from Enugu, you will see the Fulanis everywhere. I will give you an example. My own personal research. You know Beggar in Lagos. You should know Beggar now.
Yes, I do know Beggar.
Yes. I was coming from Omole, the other side of Omole, one day from a particular program. Okay. By the time I got to that roundabout, I saw this truck with cows and small boys. I just made up my mind. I said, I want to trace this truck to Fagba, because I know Fagba will be his destination along that axis, either Fagba or that Agege Abattoir. So I can follow to any of those areas. I was not following the guy. By the time we got to Ajayi Road at Ogba, where there was traffic in front of Excellence Hotel, that roundabout in front of Excellence Hotel.
Yes, sir.
The road adjacent to it is Ajayi Road.
Okay.
I saw three of those guys, they dropped from that truck.
So did they
and then their friends, wait now, their friends dropped their paper bag and slippers for them. And one of them now started listening to something on the phone. I left them. I was following the truck. Yes, by the time we got to the traffic light whereby you can veer up that road again, back to Ogba, some also dropped. Some dropped. By the time we got to intersection between that road and Agege Shaga Road, some also dropped. When we got to the police station, after that place, before you get to the former this bank, in front of Zenith Bank, some also dropped. And then the remaining went to Faba. Tell me, where are they going to? That means some people are somewhere waiting for them. Some people are somewhere waiting for them. And these are issues that we don't take seriously.
Them one by one. Oh, wow. So truck will carry these northern youths from north, they come. When they reach Lagos, they distribute them one by one for different bus stops. Where did they go? To where exactly? Remember that about 3-4 weeks ago, police intercept some of the youths then for I think between Oyo and the state. And
you can also do your private investigation. I want you to do your private investigation one day. Just follow them from that Beggar to anywhere they are going. The moment they enter Beggar, know that they are either going to Agege or Fagba.
So why is government now? President Bola Tinubu na Lagos boy. Why he need to pay attention to these things? We don't reach in own hometown, Lagos State. Why he need to pay attention to them?
Yes.
Why the president need to pay attention to this thing? We don't reach Lagos State in town. That's the question. Oh my goodness, network is so bad. Dr. Dayo, we hope that you rejoin us. But while Dr. Dayo is trying to rejoin us, let me further read that report and why and how the U.S. congressman has now urged President Donald Trump to sanction President Bola Tinubu for all of this crime against Christians. As he said that Nigerian Christians are the most persecuted among all Christians in the world. In fact, that Nigerians make for the highest death of Christians across the globe. across Nigeria, the world rather. So now, speaking, one of the distinguished witnesses said, yeah, okay, I said it. So Mr. Smith said. So Mr. Smith further said that they steal and vandalize, they kill and boast about it. That is, they even brag about it. They kidnap and rape, and they enjoy total impunity from the elected officials. None of them have been arrested and brought to justice. Now, the subcommittee noted that Nigerians constituted 90% of Christians worldwide annually, citing a 2024 report by the Observatory for Religious Freedom in Africa, showing out of the 55,910 people killed between October 2019 and September 2023, 21,000 of them were abducted in the context of terror groups. And then he further said something, that people should not make any mistake about this, that this is a deliberate persecution of Christians. In fact, let me see. So, yeah, he said, he said the Nigerian government for not, okay, he said, make no mistake about it. All of these attacks are based on religion. He said, like I said, and diverting attention from it denies what we have seen with our eyes. This religious cleansing, that's what he said, that this is a pure religious cleansing and it needs to stop. And the perpetrators be brought to justice. So the report said. Now, the subcommittee blamed the Nigerian government for not doing enough to protect Christians from persecution. And even though freedom of religion is enshrined in the country's constitution, while decrying instances where Nigeria's court system has been weaponized to punish Christian populations alone, they said. Now, speaking further, they also said, yes, the government of Nigeria has failed to make progress against religious motivated persecution of Christians, despite religious freedom being enshrined as an entitled humanity right in its constitution. That's what the subcommittee further said. We're still waiting for Dr. Dayoka to rejoin us. But while we're waiting for that, let's further take that report because it's very worrisome. Now, the report added that likewise, Nigerian legal framework supports pluralism at both federal and state levels. But glaring contradictions exist, especially with laws that criminalize blasphemy, some even carrying the death penalty. That is talking about the different criminal code that we will get. One, now penal code, the other one, now criminal code. But let me just quickly take a break and see if I can reach Dr. Dayoka. I'll get back to this conversation as soon as possible. Please stay with us. Kindly bear with me and stay with us, please. Welcome back. It's still updated, Precious, and I'm hoping that Dr. Dayoka will join us back as soon as possible. So, further looking at that report that is talking about how Nigerian Christians are the most persecuted worldwide. The Smith blames the previous Joe Biden administration for removing Nigeria's country of particular concern CPC designation, which was placed on the country under first Donald Trump term at the White House, despite U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedoms recommendations for 4 consecutive years between 2021 and 2024 redesigned the country. Bottom line, say why it be say then blame Joe Biden, say why Joe Biden will come out Nigeria from the country where it gets most concern, because now so Donald Trump believed them for during his first administration. But unfortunately, Joe Biden can't come out Nigeria for that level. So say make President Donald Trump do that thing back again. As a matter of fact, they're requesting that Donald Trump should declare severe sanctions on the Nigerian president. Now, he recommended that Donald Trump should do more to help Nigerian Christians, including placing the country on CPC, designate on Nigeria, and urge them to reach out to Nigerian counterpart Bala Tinubu on the matter. The Smith also asked Trump's administration and the US Senate to be ready to work together to impose sanctions, severe ones if you can or if you may, if the killing of Christians does not stop. Now, they quoting them, says, while I strongly believe that the president, Donald Trump, will again designate Nigeria CPC, and do much more to assist the persecuted church, including outreach to Nigerian President Tinubu. Last night, I introduced the resolution. I hope that we will have robust discussions, and this will get marked up. And we do hope that there will be severe sanctions on Nigerian government so that they will do the needful. Rejoining us is Dr. Dayo Kayode. Dr. Dayo, are you back with us? Dr. Kayode, sir. Dr. Kayode, can you hear me? I think his network is really very... Dr. Kayode, can you hear me, please? Okay, so I think his network is... Okay, let's see. Dr. Kayode, can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I'm back. So I think it's the network. It was the network. I'm back.
Yes, it was the network.
I'm hearing you.
So so before I get
I'm with you.
know that,
are you hearing me?
Yeah, so yes, I can hear you crystal clear, sir, if you can hear me.
I am with these people. Yes, I'm with you. Yes, I'm hearing you.
These people that are complaining are saying that during Donald Trump's first administration, that he had designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, but Joe Biden came and removed it. So right now, because of the way Christians are persecuted, he's requesting that Nigeria is removed, is put back into country of the CPC, and then also impose severe sanctions on President Bala Tinubu. I think network will not let us get the most of this conversation. Apologies. Dr. Kayode, are you there? Oh dear. Okay. All right. So, by the way, I'd love to take your comments, your thoughts, and reactions on this conversation. Kindly reach out to me as soon as you can. I'll be posting the link to the conversation on the platform so that you can join the link to drop your thoughts and reactions on this conversation. But let's go to another issue entirely. Let's begin with Bauchi State, where the Bauchi State governor, the Bauchi State governor Bala Mohammed, has expressed readiness to work with the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, to provide good governance to Nigerians, he said. Now, Mr. Mohammed stated this in Bauchi today, Thursday, when Mr. Obi paid him a consultation visit at the state's presidential lodge. According to him, the visit, which centered on how he and Mr. Obi can work closely together to address poverty and criminality, will transcend political, religious, or tribal lines. Now, Mr. Mohammed said the discussion that we discussed state by state challenges. So he did say, I'm looking forward to Dr. Kayode rejoining us so that we can end the other conversation and quickly delve into this conversation as fast as we can. The network has been really, really crazy. Please do bear with us. But whilst we're at that, please kindly just let's take a quick break while I try to reach out to Dr. Kayode.
The people that were Boko Haram today, in the past, they were political thug of Modu Sharif. Today, Samuel account is seized on accusation of sponsorship of terrorism.
Sunday ago, the guy already danced with their tune and the judge just show. Did you hear anything now? But Igbos are kind of people that they determine if they want to do something, they zero their mind, they go extra mile to do them. That's why they always give them I don't know what I go call. They always give them a hard punishment.
Tribal politics. There's no
So I don't know. I think Dr. Kayode has rejoined us. Dr. Kayode, can you hear us now? Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you properly.
Can you hear me? All right, so great. I'd like you to
yes, I'm hearing you.
I was saying initially that Donald Trump during his first administration had designated Nigeria as a country of,
yes, as I was saying on that, you see.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
You see, it's not that the government.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, it's not that the government. It's not that the government are not aware of all these things that are happening. They are aware. The government agents, they have some insiders that also understand where they keep these people. And these are the people they now use during elections. And that is why you see them turning another eye on it. You want to tell me that the governor of Lagos State, just in the House of Assembly, doesn't know all this thing we are talking about? That some of these people are hiding somewhere? Sometimes you will see them, they will go to Fagba, destroy their houses, as if they are arresting those guys. The following day, they are back there. The same thing at Agege. They know. But because they know that along the line, they see Megu use, and that's why they never allow them to be punished. Look at Mietiala in those days. Mietiala, when Arebeshola was the Minister of Information, and he was trying to debase and downgrade Mietiala, the president came out to tell Arebeshola, but listen, if you don't keep quiet, they will spill the beans. That they will tell the whole world how this thing started. But, I mean, have we not seen it now? As a congressman in America, not mentioned it. So we have seen it. It's now open. It's now an open secret to everybody. So it's not left on you and I to now hold the bulls by the horn and then make this government to be responsible for the ills that they have done our society.
Thank you so much. So my next stop is the visit of Peter Obi to Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State, and Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State saying that he's ready to work with Peter Obi to ensure that he rescues Nigeria from the hands of bad governance, which is the hand of your brother Bala Tinubu, our dear president. They did say quite a lot, but let me take a reaction because I have footages of what they said in that discussed in that meeting. But before I take that footages, I'm sure you already heard everything that played out in that meeting. So let me take a reaction, sir. Is it surprising to you that Bala Mohammed is ready to work with Bala Tinubu? Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir? I think I have a bit of a delay. Can you hear me, sir? Hello, sir? Hello, sir? Hello, sir? Oh, dear. Go ahead if you can hear me. Please go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I can hear you crystal clear. So go ahead. I asked if you're surprised that Bala Mohammed is ready to work with.
You say, is it surprising to me about Bala Mohammed's comment? Yeah, about Bala Mohammed, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, please. Network is so bad. My sincere apologies. I'm hoping that this network will try and treat us better so we can handle this conversation as fast as we can and move on to others because we have quite a platter to look at this evening. Okay, it's put it out again. So let's hope that we get we clear up this conversation as fast as possible. Okay, but in the meantime, I would have to post the link to the page so that you can join in if you want to chime in on any of the conversations. If you're ready to join chiming on any of the conversation, you already know what to do. The link is always available for you to join in the conversation daily. So you can just join in via the link that I'll be sending and making open to you as soon as possible, or you call the WhatsApp line that I would make available too on this platform very soon. But before we get to that, let me see if we can just look at some other conversations we're looking. So we'll look at that Bala Mohammed and Peter Obi's conversation as soon as Dr. Dai comes back. We do hope that network will even let him contribute when he comes back. And then we'll also look at the issue of River State. As now, the protracted political crisis in River State took another twist today, Thursday, as the Association of Legislative Drafting and Advocacy Practitioners have asked the Supreme Court to review its February 28, 2025 judgment that restored 27 members of the River State House of Assembly. They're asking that it is important that that's be addressed, or that judgment be looked at again, because it's very important. Perhaps the judgment is causing a lot of trouble or chaos in River State, right? So the Supreme Court and the judge in the judgment delivered by Justice Emmanuel Akumaye Agim also ordered Governor Sim Fubara to represent state's 2025 budget to the Amehule-led assembly, which, by the way, he tried to do yesterday. Dr. Kayode, are you back with us? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, sir? Can you hear me now, sir? Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? Ah, oh my goodness. Can you hear me, sir? Dr. Kayode, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, wow. So if you can hear me, kindly go ahead and speak on the Bala Muhammad and Peter Obi's issues, sir.
The program that is supposed to enjoy you. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
It's Nigerian network.
Little by little.
It's Nigerian network. It's not me. It's Nigerian network. Go ahead, sir.
You're talking about you are talking about the Supreme Court judgment on
no, not that one. Not that one. Yes,
present budget.
Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. Not this. Not this time again. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Dr. Kayode, are you back there? All right. So I guess my village people don't want this to happen today, but we'll try our best to keep doing what we have to do. Okay. So on that Supreme Court judgment. So the Apex Court, in the same vein, stopped the payment of all allocations from the federal government to River State government. It ruled that funds would be released to Fubara's government only when a lawful appropriation law is enacted by the River State House of Assembly, led by Martin Amehula. And that is the bone of contention. So you recall that yesterday, the governor had tried to go present that budget, but it was basically impossible for that to happen. A few other things happened while he tried to do that. Of course, we also know that simultaneously, Wiki held a press conference, and we saw the outcome of that press conference. But looking further into the revisit of that case by Fubara, now the budget had earlier been passed into law after Fubara, the revisit of that judgment by the Supreme Court rather. Now the budget had been passed into law after Fubara presented it to the Victor Okojumbo-led faction of the Assembly. However, this group now, which is called the, what's that their name now? Association of Legislative Drafting and Advocacy Practitioners, ALDRAP, that's the name of the group. Now, an association of professional legislative lawyers is asking the Supreme Court to review the judgments, which was seen by many as a final resolution of key issues involved in the River State political crisis. Now, the legislative lawyers made the request for a review of the judgment in a letter dated today, 13th March 2025, and addressed to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, her worship, Justice Kudirat Kekere Eku. According to the letter signed by ALDRAP, that lawyer Kenneth Amadi, the request is based on the provisions of Order 8, Rule 16 of the Supreme Court Rules 2024. Among other contentions, the lawyers urged that the February 28th Supreme Court judgment did not comply with the previous Apex Court verdicts on similar cases. I think I'm beginning to understand where they're going to. Now, the letter is titled Application for Review by a Full Panel of 7 Justices of the Supreme Court of Nigeria of the judgment of the Supreme Court of Nigeria dated February 28, 2025, delivered by Honorable Justice Emmanuel Akin, JSC, and a panel of 5 justices pursuant to Order 8, Rule 16 of Supreme Court Rules 2024, and other relevant laws as the Supreme Court deems appropriate. Now, part of the letter read, by way of introduction, my name is Kenneth A. Amadi Esquire. I am a legal practitioner and lawyer to the Association of Legislative Drafting and Advocacy Practitioners, which is a professional association of lawyers in Nigeria with its national secretariat inside National Assembly Complex, Abuja. Now, we write to request permission to submit an application on the above named subject matter. This application for a review of the Supreme Court judgment of February 28, 2025 is made in accordance with the Supreme Court of Nigeria Rule 2024 on the following grounds. That is, he say in the act, say make them revisit this case where they don't judge because of say Ide law and the Supreme Court rule we don't make it possible for them to revisit their own law before. And he can't name. He say like a case one, a full panel of 7 judges instead of the 5 judges that sat on the case before, the River State case before, should sit on this case now. Now, he said, failure of the panel of judges to follow and comply with the former judgments of the Supreme Court, such as the case of Attorney General of Bende State versus Attorney General of the Federation in 1981. In an analysis of the verdict, the Executive Secretary, Dr. Tony Clinton Jaja, faulted the Supreme Court judgment for failing to take note of the record of proceedings of the Rivers State House of Assembly concerning the defection of the 27 lawmakers, citing a court case, Honorable J.I. Ekpegiong v. Honorable Matthew Egbedom in 1962-2001 legislative law reports. In fact, Jaja said the Supreme Court of Nigeria had held that the court has a duty to take judicial notice of the record of proceedings of the House of Assembly as stipulated under Section 73 of the Evidence Act. Now, in accordance with the above named judgment, it is reasonable to expect that the Supreme Court of Nigeria would consider the words and actions of Amebule and the 26 others on the floor of the River State House of Assembly during the plenary session. You do remember that the bone of contention in this decamping thing is that the Supreme Court, they say, Fobara and in lawyers fail to show evidence that the people that they said decamped. And that the way you show evidence is not just by bringing videos and pictures to show that these people said they decamped. That you should have made further investigation to go to their parties to make sure that they are actually card-carrying members of the APC. And that Fobara and his team did not do the needful to ensure that they are card-carrying members of the APC. Now, these people are saying that the court ought to also admit the word of mouth of Amehul and his team, where they publicly, on public television, announced that they are no longer members of PDP. Say they don't wash their hands, come out like Pontius Pilate for PDP. So because of say they don't wash their hands, come out like Pontius Pilate for PDP, make them leave them. Say they decamp to APC. They said that on national television. But what the court did say is that Fobara and his team did not make enough case, did not show evidence enough. Now, these people are saying that, wait, if Amehul and his team said it with their own mouth through a video footage, why would Fobara now need to now go and do verification and find out their ward membership registration and all that in APC before you court would agree on something that came out from the mouth of somebody, when it is that video was not doctored? It was the person that said it that I don't come up for this party. Why you not go feel believe what the person talk, say you don't come up for the party? I think that's basically what this group of lawyers are trying to say. That you see that judgment you made in favor of Wike's group of lawyers, please revisit it again, because you have now blamed Fubara for not giving enough evidence that these people have defected or had defected to APC. But meanwhile, not true, say they defect because they didn't carry their mouth talker. So these lawyers are asking that they should admit the evidence from the mouth of these people when they were saying it, from videos making the round. As long as those videos were not doctored, it was them that said it. So why did judges not ask them, say, this video we will see as evidence? Now, talk for this video. Now, talk did you say it under some sort of compulsion or something? Person forced you to talk nobody forced you to talk So why would the Supreme Court now say that, oh, they did not decamp, or Fubara did not bring enough evidence to state that or to prove that they've indeed decamp? So but the question here is, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun had promised when she was being sworn in, taking the oath of office, that she ready, say she'll be incorruptible person, and she's ready to make sure, say, she fights corruption for inside Nigerian judiciary to the teeth. The question now is that, do you see Justice Kudirat Kekereekun being able to indeed accept, because the letter was written to her, the CJN, for this case to be revisited? So do you see Justice Kudirat Kekereekun accepting for this judgment to be revisited? Because Wike is all over the place jubilating over this judgment and insisting that Fubara must uphold the rule of law. Even the president, when he hosted Niger Delta people, he said, the rule of law must be upheld. Dr. Dejana spoke about it earlier in the day. You can go look for that video down there and watch it. So if the president is saying the rule of law must be upheld, Wike is saying the rule of law must be upheld. And now seems lawyers are saying that if the rule of law has to be upheld, please excuse me. How about an existing judgment that you, Supreme Court, had made before, which ensures that person will live in party, go another party, don't lose that in seat? You mean say it don't come out for that judgment? Because when I had this matter with Barrister Asim yesterday, he was almost insinuating that even if there is really a case that is before the House of a lower court that would speak about the authenticity of these other people now, they may will elect him. But that case already dated on arrival. You know why? Because Supreme Court don't stylishly replace these people already. So as long as the Supreme Court don't stylishly replace them, you don't like say nah zenith of the reaction be that. That is, they don't na final judgment be that. So any lower court will go here and again, come talk say, oh, these people, they may say they don't. The judge go just there and say, recall that Supreme Court had said that these 27 lawmakers that Fubara refused to bring substantive evidence to show that they decamped. So therefore, they did not decamp. So how we want to do this matter now for inside River State? That's not the question. So do you see Justice Kudirat Kekere Eku ensuring say she revisits this case with utmost sincerity and to make sure say somehow the right thing they done? That's not the question where a lot of people they ask. And that me, I don't get answer to them. But by the way, check on the message that I put in the chat under the chat, and you can join the, just click on the link to join the conversation if you want to contribute. The Supreme Court revisiting this case, if they would, because that's the same thing we heard about what's his name? The governor of Imo State. I hope Uzodinma's case, he will be revisited. After the revisiting, nothing significantly changed. Could it be that the court don't just want to make it look like say them lie? Now we make them no revisit. Remember, say our now CJN, Justice Kudirat Kekere Eku, now she sits on that whole Uzodinma case at that time. Now she sits on that case at that time. So do you see her now, since this letter has been addressed to her, that this judgment that is making Wike and his team jubilate and acting the way they're acting should be revisited because there is an existing judgment already? But if you look at that judgment, you realize that the Supreme Court somehow stylishly did not want to state that, oh, these people are still members, though, because whether they decamp or not. No. The Supreme Court just say, Fubara and in team, no fit prove beyond reasonable doubt, say then decamp. But then decamp for national view of the full glare of everybody, with video evidence. Supreme Court say, no, those evidence, they know they enough. So they're supposed to go bring their registration card them to show say they don't decamp really and then they APC. How person won't use no that one? Well, that's one thing that we'll have to know about the River State case, and we're looking forward to seeing how that pans out. If the Supreme Court will answer them, and if Wike jubilation will continue, or maybe Wike jubilation and happiness go they cut short, we do not know. But then let's move on to other issues very quickly. Now, the River State House of Assembly has set plans also to investigate the state's Chief Judge, Justice Simeon Amadi, over alleged falsification of age. Remember, say now this chief judge now be say some people say they give them sleepless nights because in be Fubara friend, in be Fubara anointed chief judge. So remember that if this chief judge remains in power, it will be hard for them to impeach Fubara, because by the time they impeach Fubara, you go need the consent of the chief judge, approval, the nod of the chief judge for that impeachment to hold. So when that impeachment no hold, and when the not no good day, they have that impeachment won't hold. And now these lawmakers now don't want begin what did they call them now? Investigate this chief judge, say in forge in age. And some people will say, which civil servant for Nigeria did they forge age when they use enter inside work? Which civil servant? I think Dr. Kayode has rejoined us. Dr. Kayode, my sincere apologies. Network don't do you 30, no vex. I don't know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? Can you
I'm
hear
hearing
me,
you if the network is remaining peaceful. I'm hearing you.
Okay, so would you like to chime in on the Peter Obi Bala Mohammed conversation and collabo?
Yes, definitely. We all know that Bala is not a stable person. If you look at what he has been doing during the broke blow of a PDP, being the chairman of the PDP governors. See the way he has been doing, you know, he has not been the stable personality. All right. Now, look at even what Damagu has been doing. He has never been stable. He's shifting from one side to the other, shifting from one side to the other up till now. Now, if he says he's going to support Obi's presidential bid, does that stay in tandem with the coalition that we are talking about? Does he know how far Obi has gone with other political gladiators as regards presidential race for 2027?
Okay.
Yes. So I just see all he's saying as being, yes, it's normal self. It's just being his normal self. That's all.
That's all. That's all. So, but remember that even El Rufai's son don't come and
Yes.
Peter Obi no be bad person like that after all. Say then they're ready to work with Peter Obi. So you see Peter Obi working with people like El Rufai, like Bala Mohammed. Does that's not how the thing go use affecting political career? If he say some people they look and say he did against the values where they expect them to get.
Are you also aware that he has been holding meetings with the Abubakar Atiku? Are you also aware?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
He has been holding meetings with Abubakar Atiku. He has been holding meetings with El Rufai. El Rufai has been holding meetings with Abubakar Atiku. El Rufai even said yesterday that he was going to champion a meeting between Kwakwanzo and Abubakar Atiku. So, whatever is playing out for now is all politics. It is only those that are in the inner circle that will know what is going to play out at the end of the day, and of which Bala is not part of them. Because they know he's kind of a person. They know he's kind of a character. Bala cannot be part of them. Or else, Bala will go and form another G5 again against them.
Okay. All right. So let's go straight to this River State issue. A group of lawyers have come to ask the River State, the CJN, they've written to the CJN to revisit that judgment that makes Wike feel like he's won this case right now. So do you see the CJN are consenting to this letter and asking the revered justices of the Supreme Court to revisit this case? Do you see her doing that?
Well, you also know that the people that wrote that letter, they are also lawyers. So they must have been coming from a particular perspective before they ask the CJN to review that case. And I think there is nothing wrong if that case is being revisited and then reviewed. Because we have seen videos. Whereby these people decamped. And we have the chairman of APC there holding the broom and then handing that broom over to them. So what is more than that? What is more than that? When the chairman of a party has already admitted people and handed over the broom of APC to them, and he welcomed them, and he told them that they can go and be having their meetings. That is what else do you want? That means automatically, they have been registered in their various wards. They have been registered in their various wards. You see, let me sign this note of warning.
Okay, go ahead.
I said, let me even sign this note of warning. Whether Supreme Court wanted it or not, this is our democracy. If it will survive, if our democracy will survive, we go beyond where we are now. It all depends on two institutions. Two institutions. Number one, INEC. Number two, the judiciary. So let them be doing whatever they think they can do. INEC has its rules and guidelines that is supposed to follow. It has guidelines. It has rules. The judiciary, they have the constitution to interpret activities towards adjudicating effectively. Okay? Now,
yes, sir.
if you are saying that even a sworn affidavit in the court, is not a strong evidence, then that means perhaps, I'm saying now perhaps, in quotes, perhaps, they want to be validating sin infractions. Infractions that are antithetical to the survival of our democracy based on the 1979 Constitution as amended. So let them go ahead. Let the judiciary go ahead. One day, somebody else will be in that Supreme Court, and then they will revisit all these cases. One day, somebody else will be there, and they will review it.
But you know,
all these cases.
You know, I tried to revisit that of Hope Uzodinma, but there was really nothing out of it. Even though they have
that
said
of Hope Uzodinma, it's the most craziest declaration I ever had in life.
The head of that panel is our CJN today. The head of that panel is our Chief Justice today. She headed the panel. Supreme Court justices that sat on that.
Why would they not make her the Chief Justice? Why would they not make her the Chief Justice? The principal of Chibok Girls School, was she not also made a commissioner? Was she not made a commissioner?
Are you saying it's a form of compensation for what?
Well, I'm not saying so. If it looks like that, well, good. If it looks like that, I'm not saying so. But if you think it looks like that, oh, what can I say? What can I do? But there's a kind of a similarity. Yes, you do this, you will get this. You do this, you will get this. Yes. Is that not what is happening?
All right, let's go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Let me let you land your thoughts. Network is causing some sort of delay.
No, let's go.
All right, then. Very quickly. So a particular group of women that call themselves the Women for Change Vanguard has announced a peaceful protest scheduled for tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the UN House in Abuja. Now, the group is calling on Nigerian women to gather. All Nigerian women. Say, make all Nigerian women come gather to support Senate President Godswill Akpabio and to demand evidence from their fellow woman.
Will you not join that? You are a Nigerian woman. You two will join them now.
Sir, I cannot join that, sir. I cannot.
You two will join them. You are a Nigerian woman. You should be in the
I am not a Nigerian woman. So please, before I read this matter to the end, I don't even want to. What do you make of this, really? Why? What do you make of it, sir? Let me not, because I get plenty of questions to ask, but my mouth don't full. I mean, what do you make of this counter protest, the way they come from a Akpabio group concerning this?
You see, Natasha's case is now an albatross on the neck of the Senate president. It's not an albatross. You know, when this kind of a thing happen in Nigeria now, they all have money. All of them will be sponsoring protests here and there. I watched one protest last week, and a television whatever went there to interview them. He was not asking a woman, "Why are you here?" The woman said, they asked her to come now, and she decided to come. To come and do what? He said, "I don't know." Okay, he went to another person to ask, "Why are you here?" He said, "We are here. They said we should come and protest for the Senate president." He said, "Do you know the present president?" He said, "No." "Do you know, okay, why you are protesting?" The person said, "No." Ah, okay. Went another person, the same old story. So you see that most of these protests, they're always being sponsored. Without 90% of them knowing why they are there. All they are looking for is their daily bread. You know why? Because the so-called leaders, and when I'm saying leaders now, please take notice of this. Not only political leaders, including religious leaders, traditional leaders, economic leaders, they have weaponized poverty on the people. Nothing more than that. So that people will not know whatever they are doing anytime, anywhere you ask them to go is where they will go. They have connived against the people and weaponized poverty upon them. That's just it.
Hey, so this is just a clear-cut issue of weaponization of poverty against the people.
Sure. Yeah. Nothing more.
Okay. Okay. So, but really, you think, say, today, in reaction to this, the Senate can't give the Senate president vote of confidence, the fast vote of confidence for the Senate president. Say they give a thumbs up if they do well. What's in this thing mean, especially as it go global? And our own Senate constantly give a vote of confidence. We're knowing fully well that they are yet to hear the case that's got to do with the abuse. What's in the thing mean to Nigeria?
It is the vote of confidence is just there to authenticate what the Senate has done for Natasha. Nothing more. Just to show the Akpabio leadership that they are still within. Know fully well that that case has not been investigated. Know fully well that this same Akpabio was the one that was slapped by a woman of NDDC there, just because he was trying to molest that one.
He talks saying go see that woman, right?
This same Akpabio, when he was the governor of his state, the wife was always fighting him because of the alleged relationship they say he had with Iniedu. The wife was also always fighting Akpabio. Yes. All this thing, you can Google it. They're in the public space. Now he has come to the Senate. The Senate that is not even supposed to be in the first instance. If only INEC and judiciary have been very, very plain to us. Akpabio is not supposed to be in the Senate in the first instance. But it's not in the Senate. You are now being alleged of what you have always been alleged for. Is it only you?
Not only what
has always been alleged for. Is it only him? Now let him get third leg.
Ew.
Now let him. No other senator get third leg. So why is he only Akpabio that is being alleged of sexual harassment? Why? It's a big question that he should be asking himself. And the senator should also ask themselves.
And then why has it become very difficult for the senators to indeed pursue for a free and for a transparent investigation of this case? Can you tell us, please? Why is it difficult? Why is it that instead of investigating this, they're now passing a vote of confidence on him?
Two things. Because the women in the Senate have refused blatantly to support their own at this critical time. The women,
only 4 of them. They don't feel support. They don't feel support themselves.
4 of them, their voices can be heard. 4 of them, their voices can be heard. Were they supporting Natasha? No. The second group of people, the opposition. The opposition. What are they doing? Why can't the opposition ask Akpabio to step down for the case to be investigated? So since those cannot, definitely Akpabio will have his way. Akpabio will surely have his way. And again, don't throw away the factor. Don't throw away the factor. I'm not saying it is, but perhaps the factor of Ghana must go is also playing out. I'm using the word perhaps.
So then how do people, how can somebody, if a senator like Natasha Akpoti, they go through this thing, then what's in the common woman way they out there, what they go through one form of harassment? That's not the reason why these incidents they very sad right now. So waiting a common woman.
That's what I was saying. Right? That's what I was saying on a platform. That's what I was saying on a platform few days back. That if Natasha can be made to face this, despite his political stature, what will a common university lady do when such a thing happens to her? Not to talk of secondary school lady, secondary school girl. How will they be ready to speak out? Because they know that they will be shut down. They know they will be shut down. So it is not a good omen. It is not a good omen for our society. Because as the females are being molested, between you and me, males too are being molested. Males, they too are being molested. So when cases of sexual molestation and harassment cannot be properly handled at that level of the Senate, then what becomes of a common man when it happens to him or her?
Okay.
He will rather keep quiet.
Great.
Then live by it.
This is very sad. So I have a few footages of some of the people protesting for and some of the people protesting against on this Natasha's incident. And I would like make you go watch some of these footages. Make we even analyze and see or study body language. Maybe those who also protest for fit actually be also sponsored people. But before I play these footages, I suppose ask you, remember some people will go protest tomorrow for the UN house. Now women, a group of women, and they ask all Nigerian women to come out, come protest.
Including you.
No. I not follow for that side. So what did it mean to the country?
They say all Nigerian women, all Nigerian women.
What did it mean? Say when women supposed to use one voice to talk about an injury to one of them, and women out there they talk against their own women. What did it mean for the fight for for the fight for justice in Nigeria? What did it mean? I beg.
You see, Nigeria is not a place where you can fight for justice successfully. It is a very costly environment towards getting justice. And there are instances that abound. For instance, the National Assembly asked the DSTV not to increase prices. The DSTV went ahead to increase the prices.
And increase price, yes.
Yes.
Not once, different times.
One consumer forum took them to court. And the court said, no, you cannot stop them from increasing their prices. Is that justice? Now, look at the issue of minimum wage. Look at the issue of minimum wage. Even though I always fought labor, that Labour has refused to change its tactics from the tactics of Papa Modu and Papa Sumonu. Is the tactics that still using it today. You are always asking for minimum wage. Where has that led you? Now, you agitated. At the end of the day, you were being given 70,000. 70,000. Before signing that 70,000 into law, tariff of electricity has increased. Petroleum pump price has increased. Food prices has increased. So many things increased. So tell me, where is that 70,000? Is that justice? No justice. That means they will have to go back to the drawing board again. Meanwhile, I told them, if you want justice for labor, you have to prepare a template. And that template, you should label it. Label that template. Sustainable minimum living wage. That be the topic of the template. Sustainable minimum living wage. And then you agree to so many variables there. When you agree to all those variables, the moment there is a distortion in a variable, the rate of distortion in that variable must also be equal to the rate of variation on other variables. Are you with me? So by so doing, justice can be easily dispensed there. But the issue is this. The issue is this. Even where one person is leading the group to get justice, you will see some other people within the group say, this one is from my village. This one is from my church. This one is from my this. We cannot, do you understand? Now bringing in some primordialities into it. So not until when we agree to be on the same page. And for us to be on the same page, there must be high level of enlightenment and awareness, and of which government is taking away from the people. And that's why they are not allowing you to be able to go to school. Going to school now has become a luxury. A lot of people are out of school because you know the moment you are educated, you will be independent. And the more you are not independent, the more they will be able to tie you to the hegemonic structure. So justice, justice is a big issue.
All right, so let's quickly take some of the footages from this protest as they happen. Make us start with they one way they hungry me to start with that one. Be serious because that one it involve the Nigerian National Union of Nigerian Students. You can imagine when NANS, a whole National Union of Nigerian Students, come together to now say they are protesting in favor of solidarity. Now that
forget about NANS. NANS of today is not NANS of the NANS of today is different from the NANS that we participated in. Do you understand? I was one of the student union leaders when I was in the University of Ibadan, and I knew all we did there, especially facing the regime of IBB. Facing the regime of IBB, we knew what we did. But you see them now, giving them giving students big cars that they ride all around the country. They write SUG1, SUG this, NANS 1. As a student, who are giving them those vehicles? It's all these people they are protesting for. It's all these people that are hiring them to come and protest. They will buy vehicle for them. They will give them money, give them accommodation. Unlike during our days, we take nothing from them. We take no nonsense even from the school authority. I I once single-handedly fought the school authority when our hall warden in Bala Hall, postgraduate was trying to bring in some obnoxious rules. I single-handedly stopped him without looking
so
back.
You think that Nancy is compromised? So you think that in this
That's of today is different from that of yesterday. Yes.
All right, so
Yes.
Mark will go take some of those footages because we also will get into another matter. We hear say your brother El Rufai don't come out, they talk. He don't they cry now like tank cry. Can they talk about how APC government, in fact APC don't die. Say for the government of your brother Bala Tinubu, say they buy Ministerial form. They buy
we had it there now. It was in the news then. It was in the news then. And even Bajabiami last name was mentioned. Bajabiami last name was mentioned there. Yes.
As the person who collect the money for the all right, make I just go play some of those protests them and counter protests against for and against Natasha at the comeback.
The United Women for Good Governance hereby support and endorse the suspension of Senator Natasha from the Nigerian Senate for 6 months. This will serve as a deterrent to all Nigerians who believe that blackmail is an instrument of war. Let it be known that this negative way of forcing people, mostly the men in authority, by women to get what they want through blackmail has become an old.
Yeah, I'm United Women for Good Governance. And she the reader. The United Women for Good Governance no fit talk the thing for their head. They read them for book. Or yeah, make we go see another people then when they talk inside the matter. These people say they find it difficult to read that waiting day for the flyer where they carry.
That one has split. That one has split.
I can't trend. I can't know. Hey, I need to talk.
You're holding a poster about the petition. Did you read it?
No.
Eh?
The poster is not about the protest. It's not about Natasha being blackmailing to that is us. We are not here for much.
No, but you know what the poster, this one says?
My woman, now today man and woman, they post their thing.
Natasha. Never.
Do you know what the poster says? Yes.
Okay, Natasha. Fabio. Wait, now hold on.
Yes.
Natasha Fabio involved 2020. Also blackmail present husband by waiting the petition against him which the of expecting to 10 billion naira from him.
So do you know about the petition?
Petition? No, I didn't know about the petition.
So did somebody just give this to you?
Yeah, somebody just give it to me.
Somebody just gave it to you. Why are you beating him?
Okay, here I might be. He say he don't know about the petition. So that person just give and make it carry. Oh yeah, make we check your
Natasha was saying Natasha.
Hey.
Senator Abuja cannot be judged over his own case. He should be bold enough to go and answer to the petition that is alleged against him. Enough of sexual harassment before leadership position can be attained. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
All right, so before I start, I'm going to tell you, so I go play you footages for people who get for and against. So how you take see all this protest and counter protest? So make I ask this question, we say maybe not because of say my eye be no reach grand before 2015, but I realize say since APC come into government for 2015, now be the first time I begin to say people they protest and would get counter protesters. It happened for NSAS. It happened for End Bad Governance protest. Every protest will begin get since APC come into government. You they get other people where they protest against the protesters where they protest. So how we want to take and that's why it's been there for that time, not vex say at the act. So I like to know. If we don't get an
yes, you see, APC has institutionalized propaganda. Nothing more than that. They have institutionalized propaganda. When you look at antecedents of APC, you know that it is nothing other than propaganda. Starting from Chibok gas, starting from increment of petrol price during Jonathan, you remember? During Jonathan, you remember? So,
yes,
yes. So incessant insecurity we have in this country. Yes. So it is nothing other than propaganda. Propaganda. Whatever you see these days, that people are doing is a reflection of the character of the leadership, nothing more.
Anything what they do for APC and the reflection of their leaders for APC.
No, not APC. I said anything you are seeing happening in Nigeria today, like that of protests and counter protests, people cheating, people buying results, people changing their identity, stealing identity, this, that, they are all nothing other than aggregation of the kind of leadership in our society of today.
Hey,
this I can explain. This I can give you instances. I will give you instances.
I am very interested.
I will give you instances.
Okay, sir.
Look at. Let me start from even the chairman of that committee that tried Akpabio. I mean, that tried Natasha. We're just reading now on the net, everywhere, in the news, that he has been banned permanently in America.
Absolutely.
That his license was,
Into client money, yes, into client money run. So they don't ban.
1, 2. Let me also move into Akpabio. Akpabio was taken to court by AFCC. And this aviation minister, what's his name? This is present aviation minister now. Keyamo. Keyamo was representing FCC and he was about to be jailed. Akpabio was about to be jailed. Then this guy came out, Oshiomhole, chairman of APC there. He said anybody, even if he's a devil, that comes to APC becomes an angel. And that's how Akpabio decamped to APC. Was it the owner of the ticket? Was it the owner of the ticket? Let us go to Gbajabiamila. Before Gbajabiamila became Speaker of the House, I don't know whether you also saw that tape. Whether you saw that tape, whereby the money in America, the money for his clients that he pocketed, that say he couldn't know how to locate the client again. Is that normal? For somebody to say, he saw me on your program, I like that guy. Oh yeah, please, Precious, give the account this $10,000. You are now saying you don't have to locate me again. What do we call that?
But if you locate me, you can't come here.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I
now,
totally.
We have heard about so many of them as regards identity theft, as regards exam malpractices.
All these ones we mentioned, no exam malpractice inside now, no identity theft inside.
How about Chicago Gate? Have you forgotten Chicago Gate?
Okay.
It's also there. So you see, the behavior. What I'm saying is this: the behavioral pattern of any society is an aggregation, or rather is a display, is a showcase of the aggregation of the character of the leadership of that society.
So that means that's what they talk.
Yes.
So will be a reflection, our leaders, a reflection of who will be in a truth. But me, not leader, because Buhari
no,
my
you are the reflection. You are the reflection of what your leaders are.
Of them.
You are the reflection. It's just like children. Children-parent relationship. You will see children.
Children learn from the parents.
Yes, you will. For me now, if you want to woo me now, just give me very nice delicacy of pounded yam with ilalasepo, and pounded yam with okra, well prepared okra soup or vegetable. They call it efororowo in Ekiti land. I did not just develop that. I picked it from my parents. Do you understand? So that means my behavioral pattern, my behavioral pattern is a reflection of the aggregate of my parents' character.
All right, so
also in the society.
To wow, our matter long like this for Nigeria be that too. Oh dear. Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? All right, so let's get straight to what, the revelation by your brother Erufai. Make we enter the revelation of your brother Erufai, where he talks, say APC don't die, say he talk a lot of things. So he talk about how Tinubu use only Lagos boys they run. You know, so not being the first person we don't see that Lagos boys saying Tinubu they use run Nigeria. Because if you look at the hierarchy of people who get for position from the Minister of the Economy, Coordinating Minister of the Economy, to the CBN Governor, to Amila, to almost everybody with the all hierarchy, to Beto, to almost all of them. So say now only Lagos boys use run government. Say the party don't die. Say they pay money to buy ministerial form. We never hear this one. We know that ministerial position suppose be position where we say you go they appointed because of the work where they know say it's supposed to be to come put for inside government or for the country. In fact, it's actually supposed to be a call for service. And the president is supposed to even beg you to please come and bring your expertise, your level of knowledge, come and help us serve the country so that the country will be good. Now we're not hearing that people are buying nomination forms to not be nominated as a minister. Is he saying this because he did not become a minister, or he's saying it because it's likely true? That is Erufai.
Well, I might not be able to say emphatically whether he's saying it because he was not being made a minister or not. But we are all here in Nigeria. When some allegations were being made against the chief of staff, to the extent that people were even speculating that the president was looking for a replacement of Amila. And even that, there are some functions of his that are being taken over to somebody else within the villa there. Okay? We all had all those allegations. But how true those allegations were are things that we cannot readily say. However, Erufai, being somebody who is close to them there, Erufai is closer to them there than you and I. Erufai has ears within their circle than you and I. So if Erufai is saying that, well, we can say, oh, maybe he is trying to authenticate the allegations. Underline it. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm using the word maybe. He is trying to authenticate the so-called allegations that were out against some of the aides of the president there. To now say whether they are buying the ministerial position or not,
Oh, no.
it now depends on those that have done it. Those that have done it. Because, like Uthman Fodio said, he said, conscience is an open wound. It is only the truth that can heal it. So those who have bought the forms and those who have collected money, their conscience is there. But not until when they say truth, they say the truth. Like Uthman Fodio said, that wound will always be on their conscience.
All right. So there was also something El Rufai did say. He said that President Tinubu ignored all the people that worked to bring APC to power, and then just concentrate on Lagos boys. Say everybody will bring into power. Say everybody they work for their pockets, personal money. Say the government didn't even pay attention for anything when they happen. Say that the government has been commercialized and everything has a price tag. In fact, that justice has been kept at bay, so you cannot even get justice because it comes with a price. You say, hey, in fact, it talk a lot of things. So could this tell for the reason why we see the kind of judgments we see in our courts these days that people have been complaining about?
Well, you see, government, especially democratic government, is all about patronage. All about patronage. But at that, you must spread your tentacles beyond a particular segment. A particular segment. Because government is like a system whereby all the subsystems are contributed, and as it's supposed to be contributing for the system to keep on in his work of existence. Okay. Now, if you decide to use only your boys from Lagos, good enough for you. 2027 is waiting. And then we now see whether, yes,
all right,
it's a new tactic to use Lagos boys alone or to use a mixture.
Now, speaking about 2027, what do you think about this coalition where people don't talk? I don't know if I don't leave go SDP. I think Abubakar is neither here nor there. Will be the here say he go leave from PDP to another place. The other time he come and contact say, no, I'm still a bona fide member of PDP. So what do you think say will play out for this 2027? And do you think it's easy? Because a lot of people think it's not easy to take power back from a Bala Tinubu. So do you think it's actually easy to win a Tinubu come 2027? Because if he can win the election when he know the power, now when he be incubated, 9% won't win them. Do you think it will be easy?
Well, I am somebody that is seriously awaiting that coalition to come by. Yes. Because the way the country is now, the country is being run on the concept that I called decitocracy.
What's that one?
Decitocracy. That is
decitocracy.
Policy, yes, policy of deceit. Policy of non-existence palliative. Yes, policy of marginalization. So those are the things that I subsumed under this autocracy. And not until when the opposition comes together, I mean, there is no way they be able to take over from this particular government. Because even APC itself was not in existence from the beginning. APC is a coalition of AC or AC and thereabout, ANPP, MPC, then some people from PDP that form the APC.
The Atiku Abubakar too, and the Sarakis and Amechis.
Yes. So who is saying another coalition cannot also take over from APC? But I won't say that. There is nobody that can say he or she has power over tomorrow. It is only God that can tell us or make us to understand. Or rather, it's only God that owns tomorrow. And he only show those who is ready to show. Even sometimes when he shows you, he won't give you authority to perceive it. So he will also allow those he wants to perceive it to perceive it. So on that, let us just leave that 2027, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and coalition on that note.
All right, so we'll not go still leave Bola Ahmed Tinubu finish because today our lawmakers they eventually approve the Tinubu tax reform bills. Remember, say many things with these tax reform bills seek now. Say most revenue generation agencies like customs and all that no go to generate revenue. So FIRs will take over the generation or the collection of the revenue from them. Even though say people they talk say there is some sort of clause about a private agency collecting this money, and people are almost likening it to the Alpha Beta of Lagos coming to play at the national level, right? But that's not them say, you understand. And then there is also the complaint about increase in VAT. But should this tax reform bill be passed now, be executed this year with all what Nigerians are going through, even though say Nigerian president and in people through the Minister of Information and National Orientation don't come and contact, say all Tinubu policies don't they work, say food prices don't they come down, fair price don't they come down. But has it really changed the living standard of Nigerians enough to impose more taxes on them? That's not a question.
Now, you are removing revenue collection from customs.
For instance, yes, giving FIRs, but customs don't grow. Now you make them don't green and say they go fit to 12 naira this year.
For instance, you are now giving every revenue collection to FIRS. You are even planning to change the name of FIRS. Are you aware? Changing the name. Of course,
that's part of what the recommendation.
Now, who is the head of that FIRS? Who is the head? What has been his relationship from Bola Ahmed Tinubu years back? What has been his relationship? Is it not another Lagos boy? I'm only asking questions for people to go and find out. Is it not also a Lagos boy? Now, who is now saying that is trying to centralize it to that place, to that his boy? Then his boy will now say, yes, this thing is much for us. We need to get a consultant. Who is the consultant? That is the FRS boss we also take. I'm only asking the people more. Who is the consultant we take?
Wisdom, one would
Are you with me?
So you mean say by the time only FIRS begin take taxes, They go say it's too
yes,
much
now
for them.
because
So
yeah, because when you allow
help out.
when you spread it, the thing will leak. The thing go leak well. But for it not to leak out, for their strategies not to be known to people, let us put it in one hand. Then that one hand will be easier for me to control, will be easier for me to dictate to. We will now say, yes, you know, these people have been doing this before, that have been doing, now only us doing it. It is burdensome. In order to ease it, let us bring in this. But the name, I'm not mentioning alphabet now. Have I mentioned alphabet?
No, you did not mention it, sir. No, I mention. You did not mention.
At least the consultant will come in. Then we will now look at who and who constitutes that consultancy agency.
Hey.
Then we now know where we are going.
So that means the Lagos template is about to replicate nationally, or to be replicated nationally.
I say waiting. Pressure. Let me tell you this. In Yoruba, they say Aluwala Ologbo, Ogba ati Keran Jeni. You know the cat. You know the cat.
Okay, sir.
When the cat, you see the cat doing like this. The cat doing the two legs like this. The two legs in the front doing it like this. You better be careful of that cat. Is looking for where you will look away and then go and eat your meat. That's the other proverb.
Okay, make I rest my case. Enter inside another matter. So let's get to another matter. Well, River State governor has said that he's open to total peace in River State because he said that his interest is that of the state alone and not that of any other person. But going back to your president and the government, Nigerian government saying that government policies are yielding results. Nigerians are feeling insulted because even the dollar that they said was coming down, the dollar said don't make me so okay again, small. It don't reach 1,600 and something now again. So people don't talk say why you could insult our sensibility if price of Gary come down small and yam because say this season come down small. Every other thing don't come down. Why you come they make and look like say they insult us by saying food is coming down, fuel has come down. So has things come down? The price for medication don't come down. Price for light, electricity won't increase by 330%, don't come down. On a sudden, I go see increase band B and C tariff. Price for all other revenues and taxes, they don't come down. So do you think that truly maybe the means livelihood don't be easier for people from inside Nigeria? Or could it just be another alleged propaganda again by government that things are really coming down?
You know, I mentioned at that time, this is too crazy. This is too crazy, nothing more. Yes. Yes. I coined it on my own a few years back. Inside one of my articles there, you know. Now, when I heard that the prices of commodities have started coming down, even the food that we take in the market, in that and that, immediately, true life story, true life story. I look for the nearest market. I look for the nearest market. Trust me. Trust me. I look for the nearest market, which was this Sunday market at Teogba. Sunday market at Teogba. I parked my car and I entered that market. I started pricing things. And I was telling those people, I said, I'm sorry. I'm just pricing to know. Because the government have been telling us that prices of things have been coming down. Rather, it has been going up. Rather, I'm telling you, I am not saying it out of facts. I have my facts. I have my facts. I don't just come on, I don't just go on television. I don't go to television houses or any houses to talk without doing my investigation. I do my investigations properly. Egg, one egg. The least we get is 200 naira. And that means you have been buying from that person before now. 200 naira.
And that's 250 naira the least I know for my side.
Abi, okra. About six pieces, maximum 8 pieces. 200 naira. Okra.
You see, they because na 500 be last I buy for small pieces.
I say small pieces like this. All those barrel pushers. 200 naira. In fact, Atarodo, you know Atarodo? Rodo.
Yes, I do.
Rodo. About 4 pieces. About 4 pieces. Those small ones. 4 pieces. You will get it for 200 naira. 4 pieces. That is if you are able to get. Fish. A kilo of kote fish now sells for 4,500 naira.
So how the price of fish? Well, you don't call them saying that this.
No, I'm telling you all this thing. I'm telling you all this thing from my own investigation. Okay, rice. Don't go there. In fact, beans. Yeah. 1 tuber of yam like this. 1 tuber of yam just like this. Not fat, 3,000 naira. 3,000 naira. So tell me, what has gone down? And some people were now telling me, let me also shock you. Some people were now telling me, PMS has come down to 860. That price, I said no. PMS has not come down at all. Anybody that's going to tell me that PMS price has come down, it has to be below 190 naira per liter, because that is what they met it for. It is out of greed. They made them to take it to where it was. Yes. If you want to tell me the price of PMS,
by the way, we spent over 7 trillion naira paying NNPC for differential where is supposed to be subsidy, but they say we need to pay subsidy over 7 trillion.
Precious. No, Precious. Let me shock you on this. Let me shock you on this. I said, let me shock you.
Okay, sir.
At the price of 190 naira per liter, NNPC was making off a profit of 100 naira per liter. 100 naira per liter. This present National Assembly also affirmed it when they were sworn in, when they were inaugurated, that they wouldn't know where that subsidy was. They now shut up the price from 190 then to 500 naira plus per liter. Because at 190 naira per liter, NNPC was making a profit of 100 naira per liter. The records are there. You can Google it. So tell me, how has the price now come down? How has it come down? We're still buying at 860. Is that normal? No, is that normal? Before anybody can tell me that the price of PMS has come down, let that price be below 190 naira per liter. Then I will know you are talking. Stop deceiving me. That is, don't feed me. I can feed myself by myself.
All right. So there was something Festus Keyamo, because you're an expert in aviation, there was something Festus Keyamo said today about ensuring the reduction of price in local trips in Nigeria for sustainability of aviation industry. Do you see that even working out at all?
Yes.
You can hear me, sir?
It can work out because we have been cheating ourselves all these days. Local flights is not supposed to be as high as it is that we are experiencing.
Go ahead, sir.
It's not because of the connivance of the leadership. I never seen Keyamo before. I don't know him from Adams, but between you and me, the guy have been showing flashes of high level of competency in that industry. Yes, he has been showing. But I use the word flashes because I'm still watching him to know how he's going to sustain is the level of efficiency that I'm giving to him. I could remember the other time when he traveled to go and meet aircraft manufacturers as regards leasing of aircraft to Nigeria practitioners. You know, talking about dry leasing and wet leasing, the one that will be easier for us. Here is somebody that because of earpiece, he traveled to the UK and told them bluntly that we are going to retaliate the kind of treatment, obnoxious treatment that they were giving earpiece, that which we retaliate here. I mean, it shows some level of competency. So if he's not talking about
today too, he also said that
if he's not talking about reduction in transport fare locally, if he wants to do it, he can do it. He knows what to do. He knows what to do. Because you remember, let me tell you this. Wait now, let me give you an example. Look at when MTN first of all came. You remember MTN. And when you want to load your card, you say *555*1* your number. And you know what people say that one meant. Are you still putting that one? Are you still putting that one? Are you still putting that one? And are you not loading your card?
Oh God.
Have I said anything? Have I said anything? So Kayabo too knows that maybe there is one somewhere. Let us remove that one in loading our cards, so that it can be cheaper for us.
Okay, so said, there's something he said that I find very interesting. He said that that he's likely to introduce a Fly Nigeria Act to the National Assembly. That policy is aimed at boosting the country's aviation industry by mandating government officials to prioritize local airlines for official trips, so that if they want to travel abroad,
how many local airlines do we have? How many local airlines do we have? I appreciate that.
Well,
how many local airlines do we have? You see, there are some things. Yes, a good one. Let them be patronizing, even the little ones that we have, like what is his name now? Airpiece. I know of Airpiece.
Yes.
Which other one flies out? Then how many countries do they fly to? How many countries do they fly to? The issue is this. Okay, look at it now. This Africa free trade, whatever that we are trying to do. That means South Africa can come to Nigeria and fly to anywhere in the world from Nigeria.
Yes.
Do we have aircraft to retaliate in South Africa? Do you have flight to retaliate in South Africa? Do you have flight to retaliate in Kenya? Do you have flight to retaliate in Ethiopia? Where are they? To what extent is government promoting a private partnership in the aviation industry? To what extent?
So that
look at the whole problems. Look at the whole problems that was given to what do I call the earpiece. Look at the whole problem that was given to earpiece. That government supporting earpiece not because of Kayabu. If not because of the support of Kayabu, by now probably earpiece wouldn't have been able to travel to UK again. These are issues. But so unfortunate.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dayo Kayode. It's been quite an insightful conversation, but let me quickly take some responses if I can, very quickly. Nigeria is not a scam. Calm down. Onyeka says APC woman leader. Now, what did they call me? No mind themselves. I'm not the APC woman leader.
You are.
Amandian is a woman that is precious. Where is sir? I'm not, sir. Now, when I did radio, I get to talk. Nah, not the radio.
I'm not going to be part of the protest tomorrow.
God forbid that I'll do that. What future do I want to? What example do I want to set for my daughters in life? Cynthia Omoro Giave says, "Good evening, precious. Thank you so much. Good evening to you, Cynthia." Okay, just mostly people greeting us here. Obi to Obi says CJ and Kekere must do the bidding of his employees. Tinubu. Do you agree with that?
That
Okay,
what?
hello, beautiful precious. How are you doing? That CJ and Kekere Eku must do the bidding of his employees. Tinubu. That is, she must do the bidding of those who employed her. Which is
that where was Onoge removed? Where was Onoge removed? You remember the story now? And then what happened at the end of the day? What happened now? What happened at the end of the day? I mean,
they not look that matter come out eye. Okay, no. So Chukudi, I'm no longer with BOP again. I resigned in February. So I talk national issues here on this platform while I focus on family and other issues. Obi Tobi greeted. John Terry says, precious Dr. Dayo. All right. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. Dr. Dayo Kayode, it's been great pleasure having you on this platform. Dr. Dayo Kayode is a socio-political technocrat and an aviation safety expert. It's been awesome having you on the show. Thank you so much for obliging us. And I do hope that next time when I call you, and I hope that our network providers will give us better service so that we'll not be having network interruption, because we're supposed to sue them for
I was telling somebody that sometimes you want to call some of these people, because these are the minutest of the things that you can see over there on the street of America. You will have you even have Wi-Fi. You have Wi-Fi. The moment you load your TV in your house, you're already connected on the internet. But look at this place. Nothing works. Nothing works. But precious, we keep on talking. We keep on doing our best. I said we keep on talking.
Absolutely.
We keep on doing our best. Yes. And absolutely, Nigeria will be great again.
I agree with you, because I tell people that the day we'll stop talking is the day we'll start dying. So we'll not fit again. We must continue to talk for the development of our country. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for obliging me. And do enjoy the rest of the day, sir. Thank you. Bye. All right, Nigerians, thank you so much for being a part of the show. I love you guys. I appreciate you a whole lot. Clinton Dunbury says, make Fulani no use Peter Obi's head because they never liked him. I'm also wondering, I'm also wondering, but I'm sure that Obi knows exactly what he's doing. And I do hope that he doesn't trust so much. Because in this terrain, that terrain going the way with politics, you're not supposed to trust too much at all. Pressure, so how big who accuse, how pots the accused kettle of black flagship? How pots the accused kettle of black? My dear brother, that matter. Tell me. Well, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining this live. If you've not subscribed to this platform, again, now we see the wait for now. Go click on the subscription button. Follow us like your village people. I'll see you again tomorrow, God willing. Enjoy the rest of your evening and do have a pleasant evening.